Hello and welcome to week 5 of Introduction to Music Production. My name is John Duff, and today I will be talking about delay effects such as phaser, flanger, and chorus. Before we begin to discuss the 3 featured effects for this week's lesson, I'd like to introduce some of the key terms that will be used to understand delay effects. First off, it's feedback. If you're like me, you probably think of feedback as a negative result of a microphone looping through a signal exiting an amplifier or loudspeaker. But feedback can also be used in a positive, creative way when used to make delay effects. So when a sound loops through from an audio input and back out to the output and then back in again, that actually can produce a controllable signal that can be used in creative ways. Audio can be represented in the visual form as a wave, often at a given frequency or range of frequencies. When we recognize these frequencies separately, we can use them creatively. When we duplicate those signals and pit them against each other in the DAW, we can create some interesting results. By applying our understanding of frequencies, we can come to understand the meaning of a pass filter, which allows certain bands. If it be a low pass filter, it allows low bands of sound to pass through, or a high pass filter which can remove low bands of sound. Furthermore, if we want additional low frequency and we'd like to use it creatively, we can also use what's called a low frequency oscillator. The low frequency oscillator will be used in such audio effects as vibrato, tremolo, and phasing. No, not that kind of phaser. We often think of the phaser as something out of a sci-fi movie or television show. I think it's described best by two similar waveforms played slightly out of sync, or out of phase. At first we get a very reverb-like signal, like the Haas effect. But through the use of pass filters, a series of all-pass filters, and depending on the dry-wet ratio in the DAW, more pass filter or more feedback will produce a very space-like voice. When one signal is delayed by a small and gradually changing amount, it produces a comb filter effect. That's where peaks and notches are found in the frequency spectrum, and they tend to cause changes in the harmonic series. Varying the time delay between these sweeps up and down the frequency spectrum is called flanging. Duplicating sound waves in the DAW gives us a lot of flexibility and creativity. Digital effects will help to produce that. Probably the most common of all is the chorus effect, which is used to harmonize previously recorded lines of music or audio and put it together with the help of delay. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my project this week. I'm going to try and take some care to make sure this one gets posted publicly. Thank you. My name is John Duff, and this has been week 5 of Introduction to Music Production, Delay Effects.